Hello everybody, Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Yesterday, I posted a video to my TikTok channel that was called "The Threat Over the Hailey Dunn Murder," and when I was showing that I just got this threat right here, this one from "And the Beat Goes On" 9527, "Stop your lies or else," and it was over what Bret Bushman. I was told Bret Bushman had said by a drug rehab counselor. I created a Facebook post. And I showed all the proof. You know, I was word for word for word for word. Buddy never said anything. Buddy took screenshots of what somebody else said concerning this famous murder, and I'm getting threatened over it, okay? I had 3 videos in there. This one right here, Hailey, this is the one where the threat come in from. And what I'm going to do in this video is let you listen to them videos. That video there, and then there's another one, the dope deal went horribly wrong. This one right here, and then this one right here. This is Allison here telling.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Is this Renee?
Yes, it is, sir.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Oh,
That's good.
I'm doing pretty good. I was just waiting on your call. Your sister told me that you were going to call, and so.
Yes. You know, this has been a hell of a thing with this issue, you know what I'm saying? It's been a rough one.
Yeah, I mean, I really can't even imagine, you know,
you know, I was there at the house, and I seen her, you know, my heart just went down to the floor. What do I do? Either risk mine in her life or mine, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and it was, I'm going to name some names off, and you tell me yes or no. Joe, Kroft, David Allison, Frazee, Kevin Rickman, Dusty Breddick, David Parker, Brooke Letty, and Billy Phelps.
Now, I'm not familiar with them names, but I will tell you.
And Mark and Max Mays.
He come to me and he was crying and he told me, he said, I'm going to get that son of a bitch. And he's speaking of Max Mays. He wouldn't have told me this if it wasn't the truth. I can tell you that Letty was the one that her parents owed money to, and it wasn't $135, it was $130, and Max Mays is the one that done it. I can tell you that Letty lived in Big Springs, and she's a big-time lady, and Letty made it very clear to these guys that she was tired of people taking advantage of her, and that this would be an example of what would happen if these son of a bitches didn't come up with some money. And I'm talking about Hailey.
Oh, okay, because they didn't pay her that money, okay. I see.
Over $130, that girl was killed so that word would get out. Look here, you know, all you son of a bitches. If I'm going to do it for $130 and it's going to be the woman's daughter, don't think you won't be had for the $5,000 that you owe me or how much ever everybody owes.
Yeah. Who all did you hear was there?
Casey Frazee, Dustin Braddock, David Allison, Max Mays.
Hailey was walking, I think she was walking to a friend's house. I'm not sure if it was down in alley. Look, I have the full deal from Birdie. I have it from Birdie because he told me what happened. That's my baby daddy.
Right.
He told me what happened. He was crying, telling me that he needed me to know. He needed me to know, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. He got down on his knees and he was crying, and he said that there was these people that owed him some money, and he had to take care of it. And I said, well, Bertie, what did you do? Hailey was still missing at the time. Her body hadn't been found yet. She wasn't dead yet. Okay? Oh my God. He dropped down on his knees, and he was telling me that they had gotten Hailey for a drug deal, like it said. And what
This call is from a federal prison.
the mom and the boyfriend knew that that was going to happen. And Bertie was like, I'll take care of her for a couple of days, temporarily, I'll get my money back. And that's what he did. But Bertie, he sat there and he was telling me that he got Hailey, he kidnapped Hailey, Plastic, who
What is Plastic's real name? What is Plastic's real name, Allison?
Justin Braddock, Joe Croft, Kevin Rickson, who else?
Yeah. Who?
David Allison.
David Allison. Who?
David Parker.
David Parker.
Okay, all these people are Bertie's friends. They're all, so, you know, they were all his bros, and they all got sucked off on the mess, right?
Yeah.
They kidnapped her and they pimped her out in Odessa and Midland for a long time. I've seen pictures. Bertie showed me pictures. Bertie and David Allison showed me pictures of Hailey, like, chilling with Dustin. And, like, oh my God. I mean, this is fucked up. This, you know, like, they showed
Fucked up, I know, baby, but it's drugs. So what happens, happens, you know?
Yeah, they had her drugged up, you know. She liked it. Hailey liked it. She was a baby. She didn't know. She liked it. She liked the way they were treating her. She liked the attention the boys gave her, you know what I mean? She felt like she fit in. And that's what they did to her. They kept her fucked off on drugs, and they kept pimping her out on the west side of Odessa. There were some pictures that were sent to me a couple months ago, and it was of Casey with David Allison, and Hailey was in the picture. She was wearing a black bandana,
Really?
a white beater, and some faded blue jeans.
Well, I knew the white beater. That's what they found her in, that white beater shirt.
Yeah.
Who actually dumped her? She was dumped in 2 different locations, wasn't she? This call is from a federal prison.
She was what?
She was dumped in 2 different locations, wasn't she?
Yes. There's an officer, Jackie Thompson. He was a police officer.
Yeah.
She was out there first. I can't remember right off the bat at the house that she died at. And Sonja was there. Sonja was a part of it. When Hailey was kidnapped, that night or the day after, I'm not sure which one it was, Sonja was in that house. Casey was in that house. Bertie was in that house. Sonja was in that house with Bertie. There was like 7 or 8 people in there, in that house, the night that she was fucking kidnapped. And you know what's crazy? One night he told me that he needed some blankets and he needed some clothes. And I asked him what he needed the clothes for. He said that his cousin was coming from out of town, that Brandy was coming from out of town, that she was coming from Corpus. And I knew Brandy, okay, but I hadn't seen her since my daughter was born. But I gave her some clothes for Brandy, and those clothes wasn't for Brandy because that wife beater and them jeans, those were my clothes. Them tennis shoes that baby was wearing in that picture, those were my clothes. She was there at the house the night that Hailey was kidnapped. Sonja stood there and said that she saw Hailey crying on the couch. Bertie even told me that Sonja was there. And, I mean, Bertie told me that Hailey was crying, and it took everything him and the boys had to get her to calm down. And then they finally gave her a bump of dope. The body was also at Jackie Thompson's backyard.
Who is Jackie Thompson?
And I don't know where Jackie Thompson was a police officer in Odessa, Texas, but he got arrested a few years back on dope charges. He was a police officer.
And he knew about Hailey?
Yeah, he knew about Hailey. Hailey was in his backyard.